big news today for Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. And look, it's all about the big money guys showing up to the party. We already know that big money freaking loves Bitcoin. They freaking love Ethereum. But we are about to get two things that are just massively important that are actually going to unleash a crazy flood of money into the market. If you think the big money's arrived at the party yet, you ain't seen nothing yet. I also have some evidence for you that the big money crowd is also taking an increasing interest in altcoins, particularly they're backing up the truck and buying tons of Litecoin right now. My name is Lark, and every day I make videos to help you make money investing. So if that is what you want to do, subscribe to the channel, smash the thumbs up button, and click on the bell to make sure you catch all of my videos. By the way, the next issue of the Wealth Mastery Investor Report is coming out in less than 24 hours. This week, I'm going to be talking about the Coinbase IPO. Jesse has a deep dive report for you on the new Polkadot identity protocol called Litecoin. DeFi Dad has a step-by-step tutorial for you on how to earn some sweet, sweet DeFi yields. The team from Umbrella joins us to discuss their Layer 2 Oracle protocol. Rect Capital has the latest and hottest technical analysis on the markets, and I've got 5 hot new token sales that you should have on your radar. All of that for less than $10 a week, meaning this is the most affordable and at the same time most value-packed investor report on the market. Don't miss out on another issue. Click on the link down below here in the description where you can get signed up. Now let's dive into the charts, take a look and see what Bitcoin is doing. Everything is going according to plan at the moment. The downtrend is still continuing. Nothing surprising here. We still need to break above the green line, which is around $52,000 to consider that the downtrend is over. Usually this takes at least a few weeks to happen. Maybe it happens sooner, but that's just what usually happens in historical corrections. Until that does happen, though, we could still visit the lower 40s again, so keep that in mind. Also interesting to point out that this is the 6th green monthly candle in a row that we're currently trying to form up. Bitcoin has only sustained a longer run one time in its history with 7 straight green monthly candles, and there's only been one other time that we have achieved 6 monthly green candles in a row. We are right now working on making history for Bitcoin. We have another 28 days for this monthly candle to close. Now we could easily break the downtrend, push higher, put in that 6th green monthly candle, but remember, the downtrend could last for a few weeks. We could just stagnate for the entire month and actually close on a red candle around like $44,000 or $45,000. Statistically, that is more likely to happen. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, and that's not really necessarily analysis. That's just some interesting food for thought for you on what has historically happened in the market. But regardless of what the price does short term, I simply look at this as a great time for accumulation, because I still believe Bitcoin's going to hit 6 digits this year. And I know I say that all the time, but I say it because I truly believe it. Can I end up being wrong? Of course. I'm frequently wrong on lots of things. That happens. But in this regard, I don't think I will be. I think we're going to see that 6-digit Bitcoin this year. Some big news for Litecoin. Let's get into the news here. Big news for Litecoin. It seems that institutional money is starting to take a very large interest in Litecoin and putting their money into it in a big way. In the last 30 days, Grayscale customers have bought up 174,000 Litecoin. Now that is equivalent to 80% of the Litecoin that was mined in the last 30 days. Pretty damn clear that big money is starting to look beyond Bitcoin, beyond Ethereum in a very serious way. I, for one, have no intention of ignoring the potential upcoming catalysts for Litecoin. I finally made my Litecoin purchase today. If you remember, I made a video a week or two ago, something like that, before the big crash started coming in, saying that $183 would be a good area to get in. So that is kind of where I got in. I missed getting the biggest part of the dump around $160, but I put in a buy order at $182 and got that filled. I will be holding this until Litecoin enters price discovery. It's got some big upcoming catalysts with Mimblewimble and the airdrop, and of course, you know, seeing big money taking interest in it. we could see a 3 or 4x for Litecoin when it finally catches up to the others and it's kind of lagging behind in terms of the big cap cryptos. Just a matter of time, in my opinion. Oh, and don't forget that Grayscale is about to go hard into altcoins in general. The Bitcoin ETFs being launched are really going to start eating into Grayscale's business, because why the heck would anyone go out and pay Grayscale's premiums when they can just buy an ETF? That's going to trade very close to the spot market price. Why pay all the extra money for the Grayscale products when you can just get the Bitcoin ETF? So altcoins are going to be the new bread and butter for Grayscale. But even if we do get a Bitcoin ETF this year, then we would still not have these more exotic altcoin ETFs anytime soon. So Grayscale is going to be filling a big gap in the market for investors looking for access to hot altcoins. Speaking of ETFs, we also have some big news on that front as well. And let's start off by talking about Ethereum. A second Ethereum ETF application has been filed in Canada. Tick tock, it's coming. There have been 2 Bitcoin ETFs now approved for Canadian markets. I suspect it's not going to take very long for the Ethereum ETFs to get approved either. And yes, demand remains very high for Ethereum from the big money crowd, but also from retail investors. And ETFs are great products for both of those crowds, because this will mean that anyone can now buy Ethereum at market price and then add it into their retirement accounts. The importance of these paper products in the markets, it really shouldn't be downplayed, because it's going to bring a lot of money in. These are not just fake paper products either. They're actually backed up by real Ethereum and real Bitcoin, and it's opening the door for an entire new class of investors who might have been scared of the technical learning curve and managing their keys and all that stuff. They can now get exposure to these assets. And the final story for today is about the American Bitcoin ETF. I covered the story yesterday for you that the CBOE is applying to list the Van Eck Bitcoin ETF. Well, I have some more insights for you on that story. The application from the CBOE has basically put the SEC on the clock. It is, go time now. So they have 45 days to respond to this application. The SEC can then extend that for another 45 days, then another 90 days, then another 60 days, which is ridiculous, but they can do that. But the latest possible date that we should get a yes or no ruling on a Bitcoin ETF in the USA is October 28th. I think it's more likely to happen sometime before that. They may not need to go through all these different delays and all these things. They might, but that's the latest possible date we'll get a ruling on this particular ETF application. Van Eck and others have worked very hard for many years to tick all the boxes, so we could see this happening much sooner than that. They've just had the misfortune of trying to get that Bitcoin ETF approved with a crypto hater in charge of the SEC. But times are changing. Gary Gensler is taking over the SEC. We are much more likely to get a Bitcoin ETF approved under his leadership, because he's very Bitcoin friendly. In fact, he was defending cryptocurrency in his hearing today. So, he's very much on the side of Bitcoin. And when that Bitcoin ETF comes in the US markets, it's going to bring a flood of money like you can't even imagine. It will make it 100 times easier for institutions and retail investors alike to get exposure to Bitcoin. Gonna be crazy, guys. Your question for today: do you think a Bitcoin ETF will get approved this year in the USA? Or are we just gonna keep waiting and waiting and waiting? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.